that's the moment that highlights how inconvenient creativity is all around us. And so a classroom example of that, how I started seeing this play out in my spaces was, in the art room one day, a bunch of students were working on a project that I had outlined for them. Teacher, this was, back in the day when I was still transitioning to be more creative centric, I guess. And so there was a project we were working on, and one of the kids came over to me and said, "Hey, Mr. Blair, do you mind if I start working on a card for somebody? They're moving today, and I want to make them a card." And so I was like, "Sure, go ahead." So the student started making a card. So about 5 seconds later, another student comes over and said, "Hey, do you mind if I work on that card with her?" And I was like, "Okay." A couple minutes later, 5 or 6 kids are over there, and then they start saying, "Do you mind if we get a big piece of roll paper?" Okay, let's try it. 10 minutes go by. Do you mind if we start splatter painting? So all of a sudden now there's this chaos in the room. There's this splatter painting on this roll paper, and it's just nobody is working on what I had outlined. Not one person. They're all working on this huge, gigantic mural. So the end of the class comes and they put it aside, and I think, well, that's it. We're not going to see this anymore, and that'll be it. Well, at the end of the day, they knock on my door and they said, "Mr. Blair, can we pick up that artwork that we created?" And I said, "Well, sure. Where's the rest of your class?" And they're like, "Well, they're out here." And so I look out in the hallway, and there's the whole class. And what they'd done was they take this huge mural and they put it on the right outside the bus for the girl who her last day, she was able to break through that mural on her way to get on the bus for the last day. Now, that's the moment that highlights how inconvenient creativity is all around us. We have to be open for it. And so that's what I mean by, I think sometimes adults are uncomfortable with it because it's out of our control. It's discomfort for us because we can't control that situation. I think if we lean into those moments, we can start to see the beauty that's there instead of the mess that, we typically might see.